it's Elle, the recruitment director of the Talent Playbook here, and I'm reaching out because I have a brand new role within supply chain. So I'm working with a client at the moment who is a listed organization. They're actually based in Europe originally, that's where they come from, but have been established in Australia for quite a long time. The head office for Australia is based in Sydney, and this role is going to be based in their North Sydney office within Sydney. So the role itself is for a supply chain lead. It's a very autonomous role, although it has two incumbents reporting into the role. Those two incumbents definitely have their own teams to manage and are more on the operational warehousing side rather than sitting with you doing the supply chain side of things. So you will be someone, we're looking for that purple unicorn stuff where you actually have the ability to develop the strategy, the long-term strategy, because the role's been quite operational and tactical for the past few years, so they really want to take the role to the next level now that they're doing the hire again. At the same time though, you're going to be somebody who is tactical and operational, who can actually roll up the sleeves and get their hands dirty. I know it's a lot to ask from a candidate, but you know, typically a lot of roles in Australia in supply chain come with, I guess, the whole kit and caboodle. But the cool part about that is that you actually get to own a lot of it. You get to have a lot of influence and stakeholder engagement from a high-end perspective, because you're reporting into the commercial division, into a commercial director who has a lot of influence from the APAC region. So you are able to actually devise and do things and work on projects and actually make impacts to the day-to-day doings of a big global organization, which is really cool, and it doesn't always come up. So that's what I would definitely say is, you know, when you're weighing up and having a look at this role, that's where that real value add, that benefit piece comes in. I'm looking for somebody who has worked within the retail food space. My client specializes in venue management with some really amazing brands across the world. So you will be dealing with both fresh produce and also everything else that comes along with supply chain. So ideally you will have dealt within the food industry before, or within an industry that has obviously short time spans in relation to the supply, because there is some aggressive KPIs there around holding inventory, etc., etc. So you know, ideally you'll come from that background. Additionally as well, you'll be methodical. You will take people on the journey of supply chain. It's not something that every single stakeholder is going to understand, but it actually touches every single stakeholder. So it's always about bringing people on the journey, but also being really great at negotiating. So you have to wear those two masks, you know, between being really super lovely and engaging, but at the same time knowing when to push back, not only on your external stakeholders, but also your internal stakeholders as well. So there is so much variety in this particular role. If you're interested, we would love to hear from you. Once again, I always say this, if you are from a different state and you are interested in making a move to Sydney, totally will hear from you and put forward your application if you meet all the criteria. I'll be screening this role for the next week or so. So I hope to hear from you if you have any questions at all. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day.